It was very encouraging, uh, and thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to be here among you all for the most important topic. Uh, Honorable Minister, esteemed guest, and fellow visionaries. Today, as we gather at World Peace Week organized by Phuro Innovation, I wish to share a transformative vision, a vision where green hydrogen, the new oil of 21st century, becomes the cornerstone of India's energy security, global energy security, and beacon of peace. Due to increased carbon emission, as the previous panel also mentioned, climate change has become the major concern not just in India, but worldwide. And in our Indian culture, we always respected nature and divine, and we always called even Ganga as Ganga Ma, the river. And the reason our ancestors always respected nature because they knew the value of nature, and we nurtured them in our home in the form of Tulsi ji and in the places of worship in the name of people, and we called what bricks equivalent to 10 sons. So if you look at right from Upanishad to Puran, everywhere the divinity was invoked using nature because we respected them. We actually, when Honorable PM visited our site to inaugurate, he invoked sun god and his 7 horses, and how every source of energy is actually manifestation of sun's energy, whether it is in any form or shape. So if you look at from such a country where divinity and nature were intertwined, what can we do and how can we become the not only a thought leader but a change agent across the world in proving that all our energy needs can be met by the divine sources of sun, which is in abundance, wind, which is in abundance, and water. And fortunately, these 3 sources of energy actually don't do favoritism. It's available to every citizen across the world, and we are alive because these sources of energy is available to us 24 by 7, 365 days across the world. And one of the biggest challenge which world is facing is our over dependence on fossil fuels, whether it's to run the lighting here, whether to run our industry, for mobility. And there are few countries which are over blessed with those fossil fuels. And if you look at from an Indian context, let me share some numbers with you. In the last 3 years, the oil prices, as you know, currently the barrel is 75 to 80 dollar is the rate. And if you quantify our import bill just on the energy side, it's closer to $240 billion. And if you trust IEA's number, the number will be 1 trillion US dollar by 2040. So let us not only think about environment, nature, let's look at economics as well. So anything which we do has to have material context to it to kind of echo with the policy maker and with the citizen. So I talk about 3 E's: environment, economic growth, and energy requirement. And in our country, we still have a lot of people who are not probably as blessed as the people sitting in this room, which have to brought out of the poverty. And energy, my friend, is inversely proportional to poverty. And people who are fortunate here to get the quality education, quality infrastructure, have no right to preach to our villagers or people who have not got even energy access, good school, that you don't use energy and I use all the energy. That's not going to work. So we have to make affordable energy access to every willing citizen of India. And the good news is that we have government who understands it. We have the technology which is available, and we have entrepreneurs who are willing to put their money, and we have the entire ecosystem which can unleash this abundance for larger Bharat to grow and become the beacon of hope for energy transition, not just for its own citizen, but give a role model which can actually become a role model for global South to adopt. And as Rachna ji was saying, I co-chaired B20, and I've been involved in policy advocacy for more than a decade and a half. And every world leader actually wants to give better place for its citizen to live. It's not only political relevant, but this is something where you can't put any restrictions by putting visa or stuff like that, air travels. So if even Pakistan is having environmental challenge, the air is going to travel to us, and we are going to face the consequence of it. And all of this actually ties to the peace, because most of the wars, if you see in the near future, including the Ukraine and Russia, from my perspective, it is all about energy supremacy. And whether we look at Kuwait or Saudi-Iran conflict, majority of the conflict either happens for land or energy or for wealth. And energy is directly proportional to wealth. The cheapest the source of energy, you can manufacture anything, and you can become the exporter of the world, like what China did. And so if world has to become a level playing field, energy access at affordable price in all form is must. And that's where green hydrogen comes, my friend, that three main sources of pollution. The biggest source is your thermal power generation, or in the power generation sector, which is almost 35% of the world's emission. Then you look at the second biggest number is the mobility. The vehicle we came in, the logistics, aeroplanes, shipping industry. If shipping was a country, it would be the 5th largest emitter in the world. So you heard me right, it's the 5th largest emitter. It's actually 3% of the world's pollution. And good news is that all existing ships also, which are running on combustible engine, can be retrospectively fitted using the combustible technology and use a variant of green hydrogen, which is green methanol and green ammonia, and can be run through it. And the third largest source of emission is actually industries. So earlier, when we go and talk on similar discussion in 2015, 2016, and 2017, people would say you have solution for 50% of the problem, but you don't have any solution for the remaining 50. So there is no way we will meet 1.5 degrees centigrade target, and there is no way we will all live for another few centuries, because pollution would take us over. So that kind of, I don't subscribe to that negativity. I think the solution exists, and there is no problem which is man-made cannot be solved by man. So this problem is not caused by nature, it's caused by humans because of their lack of knowledge about nurturing their nature. So the solution, my friends, is in green hydrogen and its variant. And green hydrogen is actually very easy to manufacture. It's a 130-year-old technology. It's not like a rocket science or new thing. The reason we talk a lot about it in the last few years, because global governments have realized with the falling cost of renewable energy that it is possible to decarbonize mobility, it is possible to decarbonize industry, it is possible to decarbonize everything we thought it's hard to abate. So if I tell you guys that you can run a car through water, you will all smile, laugh, and if I would have told this 3-4 years back, probably you would have thought I'm crazy. But whoever has gone to engineering college, all of us have tried to split water into hydrogen and oxygen. It used to be a normal chemistry lab where you would do it. And that's, hydrogen is the most evidently available periodic table element in the universe. But the mechanism to access it easily is through the process called electrolysis. And every water which is going into the sea, India currently throws a lot of our soft water into the sea. If we just preserve that and start converting them into hydrogen and oxygen, our entire transport can run out of hydrogen. Our entire industry can run through green hydrogen. Our power plants can run through green hydrogen, chemical industry, oil refinery. And if IOCL, BPCL, Indian Oil, HPCL, they start dispensing green hydrogen at every petrol pump, we will see the car prices where each of us will have more saving, because it costs 1/4, even in today's cost structure, to run the car using green hydrogen. And it is much cheaper than basically current diesel or petrol. And on top of that, the output which comes out of it is not polluted air, which is harming all of us, but output is water. So it is, my friend, take from nature, give back to the nature. It's that technology which is currently cost competitive, and it's attracting a lot of talent, it's attracting a lot of capital. And when I talk among people like you in next 5 years, we will not talk about green hydrogen in future. We would talk about we could have done it earlier, but now we have got up and we are doing it. And that's what is going to differentiate future of India. And I want to share that many countries in the West have given $1 trillion of capital subsidy. But India took a very unique path. India has actually a single national grid. You can insert power anywhere, can withdraw power anywhere. So what government of India is saying that I don't have $1 trillion to subsidize this industry. What I can do is I can enable this industry by having the good policy framework and good technology support, so that people and entrepreneurs can succeed and it can become cost competitive. So government of India has allowed that the best generating sites in Rajasthan, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu for solar and wind, you give it to the grid, grid will supply you anywhere you need. Same thing you do for water batteries. We don't have lithium. We don't want to depend on a single country. And we don't want to keep driving our car vehicle using lithium batteries. So what is the solution? The solution is lies for heavy transport. I don't know if any one of you know how many trucks we have in India? Guess? Huh? No, we are 1.4 billion, so it won't be billion. So it is around 30 lakhs trucks we have. And if you have to electrify those trucks, 10 lakhs trucks, say for example, we want to electrify, that's what we hear in the paper. And every truck actually needs to run 4 hours. You need 200 kilowatt hour of batteries. So if you are doing 1 million, you are looking at 200 gigawatt. So currently Indian grid in total is around 300 odd gigawatt. If you are just going to transfer 1 million trucks to electric, you are looking at doubling the Indian grid. So that's not for India. What is for India is probably that our surplus water which we are throwing into the sea, it gets channeled to make green hydrogen and use the fuel cell, because the size of trucks would not reduce with the batteries. 25% volume reduces on the truck, so truck owners are not interested to move to battery-based solution. And second thing is that it's very expensive. So the solution is you go to the fuel cell-based trucks. In single filling, it will go more than what diesel trucks goes. The need is that the initial years government needs to subsidize. Like we are subsidizing batteries, they have to be income tax incentive policy that whoever truck invests into the green hydrogen truck have no income tax, or some incentive on capital subsidy. So there are a lot of such solutions which government is working on. Government is engaging with the industry almost on a weekly basis. They want this industry to succeed. And the good news is that at least there are 10 to 12 large companies which are planning to invest almost 1 lakh crore each to make this industry successful. So the kind of investment green hydrogen, green ammonia would entail in India, we have not seen any other industry which has done it. And fortunately, we are also blessed with human talent. If you talk about technology, I met friends from Jacobs industry today. They are also based here. If you look at KBR, Bechtel, Haldar Topsoe, you name any technology company, their engineering pool resides here. So when we started this business and we wanted to hire, talent pool was not our challenge. Our challenge initially was on policy which Government of India implemented. And now India is gearing towards not just doing it for itself, but to do it for the rest of the world, where we can engineer EPC and implement. And already some of the Indian companies are actually going to do it for Saudi in NEOM project. So there are going to be multiple opportunities this sector would create. And I'm looking at where this industry alone will employ 10 million good paying quality job in energy transition. So friends, to sum up, I think what India has found in the form of green warrior or green technology is actually its own Vedantic philosophy that nature has to be respected and nurtured, and technology and entrepreneurs and government, all of them are ready to unleash this opportunity and make Bharat a future which is not driven from black or brown fuel, but it runs from green fuel, where when you come to Delhi, you are not scared of bringing your family to Delhi because in the winters you will be coughing or sneezing and having health-related problem. You will feel proud to travel to any part of India because pollution won't be your worry. So I am manifesting that thought into all of you. It's not just government, industry or NGOs issue, it's every citizen's issue. And you all should become the brand ambassador of green hydrogen and green technology in every place you work, because the technology exists and awareness is increasing. There is a role which media plays, but in the front page of Economic Times today, there was an IEA article that net zero will not be met in 2050. So when yellow paper starts writing, everyone starts following because the money is giving the direction that now it's not only the right thing to do, you can make good money by doing good karma. So I think the source of money in this business is pure. I tell all my employees and potential employees, the reason you should join me because our Lakshmi ji is pure. And why that is pure? Because our investors are all large fund whose source of wealth is known and auditable. And second is that what makes us money is the purity of sun god, wind god and water dev, jal dev, and we are converting them to make output which is green energy and green methanol and green ammonia, which is sustainable. So your source is pure, your salary comes from giving the output which is pure. So what better way to live life than being in such business and be part of that journey. So I encourage all of you to support this industry from heart, because it's not just good for country, it's good for all of us as well. Thank you so much.